Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining us today. We've got a brand new story to share, so let's dive in. I've been with S for 5 years and married to her for 2. Over these 7 years, everything felt perfect for me. When we first met, it was love at first sight. My love for her has only grown deeper with time. Even my friends joked about how much I'd changed since meeting her. Before, I was a rather cold, introspective, and tough person, shaped by my experience in the Army and my upbringing. I'd never been vulnerable with anyone, not even with her. But for 7 years, life felt wonderful. I had a well-paying job, finally some financial stability, and was deeply in love with the woman of my dreams. Thinking ahead, I created a trust, placing all my assets under the control of my best friend and my sister, assigning them as executors. My friend had gone through a divorce and had to split everything with his ex-wife, despite her not contributing financially. So, I took this step as a safeguard, preparing for any unexpected situations, even though the idea of a split seemed impossible at the time. Before marriage, we both agreed to sign a prenuptial agreement. The only condition was that if one of us cheated, the guilty party wouldn't be entitled to alimony, a legal agreement in my country. When she suggested this, I was surprised, never imagining she'd cheat on me. But I accepted her request without hesitation. The first year of marriage was perfect. We were healthy, thanks to my stable job, and we rented a spacious, beautiful house. We enjoyed life, traveled to incredible places, and met new friends. However, things took a turn in the second year, when I began working on securing a major client for my company. I'll admit, my energy was entirely consumed by this job. I explained the situation to her, and she understood, as my work was our primary source of income. She didn't have plans to work and preferred being a stay-at-home wife. Even though work was demanding, I tried my best to keep her happy and fulfilled during those 6 stressful months. Often, I set aside my own needs, prioritizing her to ensure she didn't feel neglected or lonely. My routine involved waking up early, going to the gym, making breakfast for her, heading to work, returning home to prepare dinner, and spending quality time with her before finally relaxing. This went on for 6 months. After we signed the big client, I planned a 2-month vacation to her favorite place, Paris, to unwind and relieve the stress. The vacation was a wonderful experience. After our vacation, I felt that we were stronger and more in love than ever. But when we returned home, I noticed a change in her. She became distant cold and constantly checked her phone instead of talking with me as she used to. I tried bringing it up multiple times, but she dismissed it as personal problems and stress, so I let it slide. This continued for 6 months. One day, I had an important meeting where the CEO was set to announce raises. I was nervous but excited, knowing that my hard work and dedication were about to be rewarded. In fact, I received a 30% raise due to securing the big client. After the meeting, I decided to take a couple of days off to celebrate and share the good news with my wife. That evening, I arrived home early, eager to surprise her. But as I parked the car, I heard unmistakable sounds coming from the house. Someone was having sex. I thought I must have heard wrong since my wife had told me she'd be out shopping with a friend. As I got closer, I recognized her voice. I took out my phone to record the scene, just to have undeniable proof. When I entered, it was as if my world shattered. I caught her in the act with a stranger. The shock on her face was priceless. I recorded the scene for a minute before the guy scrambled out of the house, half-dressed, clutching his clothes. My wife sat there, covered with a bedsheet, speechless. I felt like destroying everything, but I was in shock and couldn't say a word. I went to our room to pack, and she followed, accusing me of cheating, saying that I was just dreaming. It was absurd. I took about 30 minutes to pack, left the house, and felt a wave of relief wash over me as I drove away. I stayed at a hotel for a few days, ignoring her countless calls and messages. Eventually, I changed my number. A few days later, I reached out to a lawyer, explained the situation, and he assured me that thanks to the prenup, she wouldn't get anything beyond what she was legally entitled to. Months of no contact passed. During that time, I heard she found a job to barely manage the house expenses. When she finally received the divorce papers, she arrived at the lawyer's office with a smug smile, declaring she'd live off my money without having to work. My lawyer and I exchanged a glance, and he placed a prenuptial agreement on the table. Instantly, she realized her mistake. She'd only receive half of my money and nothing more. She broke down, crying and begging for forgiveness, saying it was just a mistake and that she still loved me. This went on for about 20 minutes, and eventually, she signed the papers. The amount she received was just enough to cover 5 months' rent at our house. As I left, she ran after me, repeating that it was a mistake, that she loved me, and that I should forgive her. But by then, I felt nothing but indifference. These days, I've moved on. I met someone new, and we've been dating for a few months. I'm happy again, with a job that pays well, and my life has returned to normal. From what I've heard, she stayed in our old house until her money ran out, and now she's moved into a small apartment near her new job. She tried to contact me again, but I never replied. I've moved on, and there's nothing left for me to feel for her. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and subscribe for more. See you next time.